with a PB of 27 minutes 58 seconds, though, less than 2 minutes separating the two. This run is very fast, so during character creation I'll explain a few things that you might not know if you're more used to Undertale. Number one, you're going to watch most of the routing in this game has to do with skipping encounters and also not bumping walls. Anytime you bump a wall in this game, it resets your moving speed. So then you have to re-ramp up your speed. So that's the main way to lose time, as well as getting into battles that are avoidable, which is all of the battles on the map that are not bosses. As soon as they get out of this intro segment, you're going to see both players just get back in bed. This allows them to skip the classroom sequence, and they go straight to the Dream World sequence. Doing this is only possible in New Game Plus mode, which has made this the dominant category for Deltarune. The item that our players have grabbed on this screen is called the Wrist Protector. It is a somewhat New Game Plus only item that allows you to skip text by holding keys in on your keyboard. This works. The Wrist Protector will appear if you get to this part of the game within 8 minutes, I believe, of booting the game up. With the classroom skip, this is easily done. So Toby gave us speedrunners a little gift. There aren't a lot of fights here in the first several screens. The first fight that we're going to see is with Lancer a few screens from now. And you're going to see our players look like they're trying to get hit and barely getting missed. That's what we call close dodging in Deltarune. That both gains TP, which is going to be a bar on the left side of the screen that allows you to do special moves, and it makes some attacks end faster, slightly faster each time. These chase segments are basically just don't get hit. Every time you get hit, you slow down slightly and also lose health. Our players usually aren't going to be worried about dying in any of the upcoming battles, but still something to watch out for. Now, during this fight, both of our players are going to want Susie, the pink character, to get hit at least a few times, because in a future boss battle, we want her to die. And in order for her to die as fast as possible in that battle in the future, we need her to take at least a few hits in this battle. We saw a little bit of a lead change there during that fight, so we'll see if Potato can capitalize on this. Although this is a short speedrun, less than 30 minutes, it really is anyone's game in these races, because the hardest enemy skips in the game are near the end, and just missing one of those can definitely create a lead change at any time. In the next fight against 3 Hathies, this is a forced encounter, and you're going to see our players try to get hit on purpose on the first turn, this will allow them to skip a text box that usually comes up during that battle. So it's not a mistake. They are intending to get hit. Both of them got ranger skips. Very nice. These skips here in this area are some of the easier in the game, but you can never really say it's completely safe. We see Potato there getting the close dodge and then getting hit to skip that text box. The next force fight is a triple jigsawry, and if our players still need to get Susie hit, this is their last opportunity to do so. Poor little round. He never has a chance. I should mention while we're at it that a lot of this run you'll see our players trying to get perfect hits. That's when the bar that travels to the left across the bottom of the screen during battle hits the small rectangle on the left side of the screen. That is the maximum amount of damage for a regular attack. And there are some battles, especially the final battle, where perfect hits are actually going to make the difference in how many turns you can complete a battle. It's very close, the damage route. You're going to see Potato here try to put both of these blocks on their switches in the fastest time close to each other possible, which will skip a text box. Didn't get it, but it's a very minor skip. Both players make it onto the checkerboard without getting caught by that ranger. Now on these curvy checkerboard screens, if you hit the walls more than once, you will get caught from your slowdown. Next up is the king round fight. This is the one where we want Susie to die on the first turn, if possible. And we'll see if both of our players can get that to happen. And the reason we want Susie to die in this fight is you do not beat this boss by damaging it, and her attacking just wastes animation time. Neither one of our players able to get that first turn Susie death, so they will still be looking to try to get her killed on the second turn because it will still save time. Well, Susan did not die for either of our players. Unfortunate, but you don't get to decide who the enemies target in this game. There's no way to make them do damage to certain characters, so you're in for a little bit of luck when it comes to that. The next forced encounter that's going to come up is the fight with Clover. Playing this game casually, you might not know you can spare Clover very quickly in just 2 turns by using the otherwise useless manual item that Ralsei gives you when he joins. So you're going to see both of our players doing that because it is the fastest way to end the fight. There are some more tougher enemy skips coming up in this area. There are enemies called Bloxers in this area. The first one's not too hard of a skip, but the second set is a little harder, and if they get in a battle with those, it's very punishing to get out of it. We can see Potato about to get done very quickly with Clover, and Cookie about to do the same. Friendship. Alright, a lot of players get caught by the second Bloxer. Okay, looks like both of our players got it through. Even though they take a little slowdown from taking those hits from the dancers, it is still faster than following the gap all the way around. The next force encounter with Susie and Lancer, just remember the ideal strategy is going to have them out of that battle in 5 turns. If they take 6, then that's a time loss. These players are very neck and neck here. Just almost frame perfect sync there. And I gotta say, there's still a couple of really tough enemy skips remaining, as well as the final boss, which can determine the final time. You can easily lose time, either one of those. So when those are coming up, we'll point them out. Like I said before, you really don't want to get caught by those Bloxers. They're one of the worst enemies to get caught by as far as how long it takes you to get out of the battle. This fight's very formulaic. Our runners are going to take the same actions every time they do this fight. Should be no problem every time. Now they're going to be entering the pre-castle gauntlet here. The important part here is our players are going to try to not get hit due to the slowdown. But if they get hit, it's going to cost them a little bit of time, but it doesn't really matter because they get a full heal before the next actual battle that they're going to have to fight. Yisk in chat saying this is basically going to come down to HHS, isn't it? That's a reference to Head Hathy Skip. It's the final enemy skip of the game, and also the most difficult. It's not very consistent, even for the top runners to get. So in a race situation, it's been proven to be very tough to get for a lot of our players in this tournament. I should mention that there are only 2 more rounds left in the tournament. This is round 4, so whoever wins this match will only have to play 2 more matches and win in order to be crowned the champion. So there is an automatically fought battle coming up here. There's nothing really our players can do to speed it up. So this is kind of a little break in the run for most runners. I know it's only a half-hour run, but it's still a nice little break. The 2 enemy skips in this dungeon are quite difficult. The good thing is that the first skip, the Rudin Ranger skip, has a little bit of a safety strat where if you think you're not going to make it, you can duck in the south screen to reset. The final fight with King is also going to be an area where the runners really can go either way, because if you do anything less than optimal, you will not complete the fight in 10 turns, which is as fast as you can do it. It will take you 11. So it's very possible if you don't get enough perfect hits or you take some damage you don't intend to and have to heal, then all of a sudden it's an 11-round fight or a 12-round fight. It can cost you very precious time there at the very end of the run. Our players very synced up here, almost to the frame. This has been an amazing race so far. Gotta hand it to these runners to be so cool while on the channel. Like I said before, Susie just does her thing in this fight. There's nothing really the runners can do to speed it up, so just don't get hit by the first couple of attacks, and then he doesn't even try to hit you, so everything's good. Now, the good thing is that Deltarune is a very approachable speedrun. If any of you watching thought, hey, I could do this, you can. It's only a half-hour long. Even with suboptimal strats, it's about 40 minutes or 45 minutes long, so you can practice it a lot. And there's even a strat on the final boss where you just defend for 13 turns. You don't really even have to think about it, and it doesn't take much skill. So if you just want to start running this game, it's a very low ceiling to get started, which is why we have had a lot of new players recently. Before we start to get here into the final area, just want to mention, if you want to get involved here, there is a Discord for the Undertale / Deltarune speedrunning community. That is where this tournament was organized, and you can see links to the bracket there as well. Phoenix Affinity in chat saying New Game Plus is very popular. It is definitely the dominant category for Deltarune, for sure. All right, now it's going to come down to these 2 enemy skips and the final battle. Looks like our players are leaving the elevator basically the same time. Wow, okay, so both of them got the Rudin Ranger skip. There's one down. Just Head Hathy skip remaining now. Yes, if you have played this game, sorry if you like Jebel or Jebel's theme, the world revolving. We will not be seeing Jebel in this run. He just takes too much time. Here comes Head Hathy skip. Ooh, Cookie. Oh, Potato gets it. Ooh, that's a blow. Cookie knew he didn't have it and was trying to reset the room and didn't quite make it out the door. Cookie is not out of the running though, because the king fight is still a very technical fight, and like I said before, any mistakes can make you take additional turns. So depending on, you know, how close they are entering that fight, there could still be a lead change. The second king round fight, we're just looking for 3 perfect throws. Most of our players can knock those out pretty easily. Remember, we're looking for a 10-turn king fight from our players here. That's the fastest way to do it. You're going to have them be fighting with Ralsei and alternating defending with Ralsei in order to build enough TP for Susie to use Red Buster, which is the most damaging move they have in their, you know, in their arsenal. Dodging is very important in this fight. You would think speedrunners should have all the patterns down and not get hit, but some of these patterns are surprisingly difficult to avoid all damage, and if you get lucky, it stacks on unlucky, it stacks on the same character. Like I said before, we need a certain amount of perfect hits in this fight in order to make it a 10 turn, so it still could be anybody's race right now. TP is more important in this fight than in any other because you need those red busters. That is the quickest way to get done with the fight. There is a bit of a backup strat. If you think one more Ralsei attack will be enough to win, you can use Ralsei to attack instead of defend, but if you misinterpret how much damage is remaining, that means you won't be able to red buster again. So it's kind of a risk. This is one of the closer races I've seen in this tournament so far. Very close. Wow. Okay. They're both through the king fight. Honestly, this is going to come down to movement because they still have to get back home to the bed. That's when timing ends. And even a missed menu on the bed, which even the best runners do occasionally, could come to bite them here. Potato only maybe a second or two ahead here. So if any mistakes in movement, any mistakes in menuing on the way to the bed could force a lead change. Chat's getting excited, and I can see why. This is definitely the closest race in this tournament so far. I should mention that when text comes up in this game, yes, you can hold down keys with the wrist protector, but mashing your other buttons also makes it go even faster, so your mashing skills still comes into play. That sync is pretty crazy. Now, just looking at their PBs here, the Potato actually has a chance to PB here. They've just passed Cookie's world record time, so there may be a personal best here. Just a reminder, Potato's personal best on the leaderboard for this game is 27 minutes and 58 seconds. So still a minute to go. Plenty of time to beat it. Wow, that is extremely close. Let me see what SRL says. These players literally finished the same second. The SRL time for both racers is 26 minutes and 59 seconds. GG, Cookie, and Potato. We'll have to see how the tournament organizers deal with that. They literally finished basically with a tied time, according to SRL, both getting first place. And that is a PB by the Potato, unless they have runs that they haven't submitted, of course. GG, both of them. We're going to see if they want to come in for interviews here, but while we're waiting for that, enjoy the creepy ending of Deltarune. All right, looks like Potato is going to join us. Let's get their thoughts.
When the light is running low and the shadows start to grow and the places that you know seem like fantasy.
All right, we've got the Potato here and Cookiepocalypse joining us. Potato was in the channel first, so I'll ask, how do you feel about the run, Potato? Is that actually a PB for you?
Yeah, it is. By like 8 seconds.
Man, congratulations on that. That's pumped to be able to get that in a tournament match on stream.
Yeah, I've been trying for so long for it. And I just couldn't seem to get everything in a run, but I got both quick kill and head hathy skip in one run. Which is something I haven't.
I was going to ask, how do you, besides that head hathy skip, were there any screens you were particularly feeling good about? Joining us, Potato was in the channel first, so I'll ask, how do you feel about the run?
I mean,
Potato?
It was mostly
is that
just
actually a PB for you?
And Lancer quick kill. Yeah, it is. By like 8 seconds.
I don't think there was congratulations on that.
Like the rest of the run, just like in general,
to get that in a tournament match on stream.
Yeah, I've been trying for so long.
Nice. Well, congratulations again on the PB and the tie? Question mark. We're not sure yet, but according to SRL, it is a tie. So I was going to ask, how do you have to see what the tournament organizers do with that info? But anything else you want to say before I turn over to?
I mean, it was mostly just the skips. The main thing I was wondering is, has there been a tie before, like in the tourney at all? Do you know of? I don't think there was.
I don't know.
The rest of the
run,
just like in general, like just all right. I think. I don't know. I don't even have any words. It was so.
Nice. Well, congratulations again on the PB and the tie? Question mark. We're not sure yet, but yeah, you two, it is a tie. You two were synced up multiple times during the run. Tournament organizers. One of you would get ahead by a few seconds, and the other one would get ahead by a few seconds. Turn over to, but both in the beginning, in the middle, and near the end, it was almost complete sync. Chat was loving it.
Like in the tourney at all? Do you know of?
You know, I don't know, to be honest.
That like.
Man, I'm excited for you. GG.
So intense, especially when I saw the end screen. Thank you. With both me and Cookie.
Cookie, were there any screens you felt particularly good about? You two were synced up multiple times during the run.
My run was like
one of you would get ahead by a few seconds, and the other one would get ahead by a few seconds.
Skip, Lancer,
both in the beginning, in the middle, and near the end.
And if I got all of those, that would have been like a 26, 25. So overall, yeah, like that's still a really good run, but like,
man, I'm excited for you.
Just didn't fall into place.
Yeah,
so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, neither one of you got Susie death, which is kind of rare to see, but at least you both kind of spent the same amount of time on that.
Like,
you know, any screens that were memorable? I mean, besides the head half skip not happening, I saw you tried to back out of it, and it didn't work. But you did get out of the fight pretty quick, though.
25. Yeah, I got the optimal fight. I don't know. That was a really bad attempt. I like panicked because I messed up at the start, and I still tried to just didn't fall into place to go for it there. And I'm okay with it. Like, stupid of me.
Yeah, I still can't believe that you guys tied up even with the head hathy skip being missed. I still got to congratulate you even with that little blooper there.
Yeah, that's okay. Honestly, I'm just like happy I did so well in the king fight because playing Undertale messes with my like attacks in this game so much. So I'm just glad I actually had a fairly solid king.
Yeah, the king fight was very good from both of you, and I gotta say, when the fight ended and you were basically frame for frame, it was pretty hype over here. I don't know about the chat, but it was very exciting. Well, anything else that either one of you would like to say before we turn off the stream for today?
Since I'm one of the tournament organizers, I'm gonna find a way to rig this so that I win. That's all I have to say.
That's probably fair.
Honesty. Nice. Well, thank you both, everyone watching. Thanks for watching. Check out the Deltarune Discord and check out the rest of the tournament. There's 2 more full rounds to come, plus the remainder of the losers bracket to play out. So there's still a lot of Deltarune left. Thank you for Speed Gaming for hosting this tournament. We appreciate it every time. Thank you.